Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Fucked If You Live in the UK. I'm your host, Lewis Rossman, and today I'd like to read an article from the BBC and the quotes that I find the most interesting from it. Met Chief gives phone firms deadline over thefts. The Metropolitan Police Commissioner has given phone manufacturers a June 1st deadline to take action over stolen phones. Will be forced into doing so by law. Phone companies are leaving customers at risk until they take action to make stolen devices unusable bricks, Sir Mark Rowley said. So what is it they're asking for? They are demanding that manufacturers implement hardware digital rights management, DRM, that destroys independent repair and really fucks with ownership. This whole thing where parts from this phone will not work in that phone, or where parts will not be sold or worked if there's not a matching serial number. So they want to, and I quote, stop parts being sold without device matching serial numbers. Sir Mark said that weak security means criminals can still bypass locks and sell parts that are not cryptographically tied to devices. So we're talking about having a system where parts are cryptographically tied to devices. This is the whole shit where this car has a broken engine and I want to take the taillight from it and put it in my car that works, but I'm not allowed to do that without the manufacturer saying it's okay. This is the very thing that pushes people to go to the dealership to get their repairs, to go back to the manufacturer to do the repairs, or get so frustrated that they just buy a new one, which in my opinion is the point. London Mayor Sir Sadiq Khan says there is no reason why in a year's time there should not be fully accessible serial numbers for officials and kill switches for stolen phones. How are they going to justify this form of government overreach? The children. It's always the children. They're claiming that a lack of hardware lockdowns is responsible for child exploitation and organized crime. Sir Mark said this exploitation of children was an entry point into organized crime. And I quote, children recruited to snatch phones for quick cash are being groomed into criminal networks, normalized into offending behavior, and pushed further into exploitation. What begins as one device in a street corner becomes a pathway into debt, coercion, violence, and deeper criminality. It's literally like you just asked ChatGPT, make right to repair sound like something that hurts children for the BBC News. And like this is what you get. So let's just go into what they're asking for here. In the year to end of December 2025, 6.9% of personal robbery cases ended with the suspect being identified and dealt with, while the rate was 0.9% for theft from the person. Between 2017 and February 27th of 2024, a total of 587,498 phones were stolen in London, excluding the city, and 13,998 of them were recovered. So that means that 573,500 were not, which means that you're solving less than 1% of the overall cases. The force also solves one of the smallest proportion of these offenses compared with others in England and Wales. So let's get this straight. You can't figure out how to put together a society where people are not robbing each other blind. Your police are not able to solve any of this crime, nor do they seem to care to. And the solution to this is to take away freedom for everybody, including law-abiding citizens. That's your solution. And I think the thing that fundamentally pisses me off above all about this is two things. A, your society is fucked up, and your answer to your society being fucked up is to fuck it up even more rather than deal with the things that are actually broken. Let's figure out how to make it so that when somebody wants to fix it, let's just normalize the concept of cryptographically pairing every part to everything so that somebody cannot take something that is broken and make it work again without the manufacturer say so. That's your answer. And you justify it by saying you want to protect people from child exploitation. Well, fuck you, Sir Mark, and fuck you, Sadiq Khan. Truly, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. The idea that you want repair to be something that requires cryptographic pairing and the manufacturer to be able to give a say-so anytime somebody wants to do a replacement because you can't figure out how to reduce crime in your own fucking city. No. Fuck you for trying to normalize that shit. And again, I'm not talking about this from somebody who ever benefited from any of this. And I know that this is never what this is actually about. I did a video almost 13 years ago talking about how I want nothing to do with this part of the industry. There's nothing I like more than when somebody would walk into my store with something that was obviously stolen. I just have a nice smirk on my face as I tell them to get the fuck out because I'm not servicing it. And above all, when the manufacturer is implementing this stuff, one of the things that I think is very important to point out is that the manufacturer does not care about theft. One bit. Because when I would actually have stolen items brought to my store, where they had software running on the device that would tell you if it was stolen. Before parts pairing was a thing, almost 10 years before parts pairing was a thing, there was a moment for me where this all became very obvious. It was 13 years ago. There was a customer who brought something in and he was acting a little shady. He wanted us to do a wipe and reinstall on this machine. So I open the machine before I do a wipe and reinstall. I'm like, this is kind of weird. The way this person was acting is weird. You open the computer and the first thing that happens is an alarm shows up saying, this device has been stolen. Please report whatever. So I figured, okay, there's a reason you wanted me to wipe and reinstall this. It's because you stole this. Now, I don't have the owner's exact information to be able to figure out who they are. So we figured we'll file a police report and we'll go to the police to talk about it. Now, when the police went to the Apple store with this computer saying, look, it literally says that it is stolen, this software is running on it, it's designed for it, can you give us any information on who purchased this to give it back to them? The Apple store said no. Okay, point taken, privacy. Then the police are just saying, okay, here, how about I'll give you this computer, don't even tell me who it belongs to, just figure out who it belongs to and get it back to them. They denied to even do that because they don't care. They don't care if you get back stolen merchandise. They don't care if your device is stolen. This is not about stolen merchandise. This is not about stopping theft. It is about control and being able to sell you a new one and making repair more difficult. I'm not for thieves winning. That's why instead of take this man's money 13 years ago, I reported him to the police and we brought his device to the police station because we wanted the owner of the product to get their device back. Apple actively stopped them from being able to do that because they don't care. They didn't care then. They don't care now. And I know there's going to be comments from people and the naysayers saying, he's just saying this because he wants to be able to profit off of his devices with parts that are stolen and everything. And it's like, I don't even do phone repair anymore. It's not even part of my business. I only work on cell phones for data recovery. That's it. Data recovery only. Nothing else. I have no dog in this fight. I gave up. I don't do, even for MacBooks for the most part, like our business is a hard drive, solid state drive, SD card data recovery business. I do not in any way, shape or form have a dog in this. Like it's over. I caved. My business no longer focuses on repair. And I still read this and I find it disgusting. It's not even about whether or not I have a personal investment in it as a business owner that works in this industry. I'm just disgusted at the idea that when your society goes to shit, your first answer, instead of fixing the things in your society that are going to shit, is to just try and control people that have not done anything wrong. This exploitation of children was an entry point into organized crime. Children recruited to snatch phones for quick cash are being groomed into criminal networks and normalized into offending behavior and pushed further into exploitation. What begins as one device in a street corner becomes a pathway into debt, coercion, violence, and deeper criminality. All because we haven't prevented repair with cryptographic digital locks. Fuck you, sir. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. It is never, ever, ever about the children. Bye now.
Something else I'm getting tired of is all this stupid bullshit we have to listen to all the time about children. It's all you hear in this country. Children. Help the children. What about the children? Save the children. You know what I say? Fuck the children. Fuck them.